Hello everyone, we have Palmer. So Palmer is a light bearer hero. He is an intelligence-based hero and also his class is support, and his primary role is a buffer. So let's look at his skills. I'm going to start with his ultimate skill, Illumination. Palmer follows the guidance of the Divine Light and blesses one other allied with the highest attack rating who have not been blessed until the end of the battle. The blessed allied hero have their crit damage amplification increased by 15 points plus 150% of Palmer's initial crit damage amplification. If this skill is used while all allied heroes are already blessed, the illumination summoned by Palmer will deal damage equal to 240% of his attack rating to the enemy hero with the highest attack rating 5 times. Level 2 increases the physical pierce or magic pierce of the blessed allied hero by 15 points, plus 150% of Palmer's initial magic pierce according to the type of damage they receive. And level 3, when using Illumination, Palmer recovers 15% of his max health and heals the blessed allied heroes for the same amount. So using the guidance of the Divine Light, blessing one allied hero with the highest attack rating, giving them crit damage amplification, and also receiving 150% of Palmer's initial crit damage amplification. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And also he'll deal damage here equal to 240% of his attack rating to the enemy hero with the highest attack rating, and that is if all allied heroes are already blessed. He'll do damage based on that. So that sounds like a pretty good ultimate. Let's look at Sacred Scripture. Palmer alternates between reading out admonitions and precepts. Admonitions deal damage to enemies equal to 200% of Palmer's attack rating and reduce the attack rating of the enemy hero with the highest attack rating by 20% for 5 seconds. Precepts target the allied hero with the highest attack rating. If their energy is lower than 600 points, their energy will be restored by 80 points. Otherwise, the damage they deal will be increased by 15% for 8 seconds. This buff can be stacked up to 3 times. Sacred Scripture serves as Palmer's normal attack. Level 2 increases the damage dealt by admonitions to 220% of Palmer's attack rating, increases the energy restored by precepts to 120 points with level 3, and level 4 increases the damage dealt by admonitions to 240% of Palmer's attack rating. So Palmer could do 2 things with this one. He could either do deal damage to enemies equal to 200% of Palmer's attack rating, and also reducing their attack rating as well. And also you could target the allied hero with the highest attack rating and give them energy if they have energy lower than 600 energy points. And also you can increase their damage that they deal by 15% for 8 seconds with this skill. Okay, let's look at the third skill, Power of Light. At the start of battle, Palmer begins to pray, becoming immune to control effects. The prayer heals nearby allied heroes 80% every 1.5 seconds, each time adding 1 stack of faith to Palmer, and up to 10 stacks, that's the maximum. Each stack of faith increases the attack rating and defense ratings of nearby allied heroes by 3% and 3% of Palmer's initial attack rating and defense rating, respectively. The prayer ends when Palmer's faith reaches the max number of stacks. The total number he received during the prayer exceeds 60% of his max health, or there are no other surviving allied heroes left. After his first prayer ends, the attribute buffs will apply to all allied heroes. Level 2 health restored when praying is increased to 100% of Palmer's attack rating. Level 3, when a prayer ends, Palmer will heal nearby allied heroes for 30% of their lost health. And the first engraving skill here, when praying, Palmer heals nearby allied heroes for 100% of his attack rating every 1 second and gains 1 stack of faith, up to 15 stacks. So being able to pray here, making him immune to control effects, heals nearby allied heroes by 80% every 1.5 seconds, and it adds a stack of faith, up to 10 stacks here. So yeah, each time he heals, it adds a stack of faith, and increasing the allied heroes' attack and defense ratings by 3% and 3%. And there are multiple reasons for Palmer to stop praying here as well. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, being able to do some healing. Okay, let's look at the final skill, Divine Defense. This is a passive ability. During battle, if there are at least 2 surviving allied heroes, the damage received by the allied hero with the lowest health will be reduced by 40%. This reduction in damage will be distributed among the other allied heroes. This damage cannot kill them. Over the next 5 seconds, 60% of the distributed damage will be recovered. The first time an allied hero dies, the other allied heroes will immediately recover all distributed damage and will receive 30% less damage for the next 5 seconds. Level 2, the first enemy hero that kills an allied hero will be punished by the Divine Light, reducing their attack rating and energy recovery rate by 30% and 30% respectively for 5 seconds. This effect cannot stack. Level 3, 80% of the health lost from distributed damage will be recovered over 5 seconds. And then the second engraving skill, the first 2 enemy heroes that deal damage to allied heroes will be punished by the Divine Light. So it's just reducing damage here for the allied hero with the lowest health and distributing that damage among the other allied heroes. So that sounds pretty good. Okay, let's look at the signature item. Divine Scripture. The signature item skill is Exalt the Light. When you unlock it, when Palmer receives the maximum number of face stacks, he increases the crit rating of all allied heroes by 10, plus 40% of his base crit rating, and plus 10. Once Palmer's faith is maxed out, he will heal all allied heroes for 100% of his attack rating every 3 seconds. And plus 20 when Palmer's faith is maxed out, whenever an allied hero deals damage to an enemy hero and their crit rating exceeds the enemy's crit block rate by at least 100 points, the damage dealt will be increased by 1% for every 1 excess point, up to 40% here. And plus 30, after ending a prayer, Palmer may pray again in 10 seconds if his faith is not maxed out yet. So increasing the crit rating of all allied heroes, and plus 40% of Palmer's base crit rating with unlocking it, so just allowing him to do more damage here. And also the plus 30 signature item, Palmer may pray again in 10 seconds, so being able to pray multiple times sounds like a good thing here. Okay, let's look at the exclusive furniture. Faultless Faith. With his 3 of 3, when Palmer is praying, any excess energy he accrues will be saved. The next time he uses his ultimate, he will recover the same energy over the next 5 seconds. And the 9 of 9, when Palmer prays or uses his ultimate, the Divine Light will cast Sacred Scripture on his behalf automatically. So this 9 of 9 sounds pretty good, being able to cast an ability automatically while he's doing his ultimate or while he's praying. That sounds very good. So he's able to do 2 things at once with his 9 of 9. Also being able to save the energy that he accrues while praying. And then when he uses his ultimate, he'll be able to recover the saved energy. That also sounds like a good thing for Palmer. Okay, let's look at the Arena of Trials. I don't think the Arena of Trials has actually started yet, so we'll just do the 2 things for the Arena of Trials. Okay, here we are. Let's start with the wooden dummy here, and just to see how his skills look here. And I'm going to turn down the speed here, and immediately he has an aura around him. That looks very good. There's his ultimate ability. He did his ultimate ability there. And his allies up here are staying mostly at max health, so he's doing at least some healing here. And there's his ultimate ability again. Yeah, it looks like he just stays in the same spot, doing the same thing over and over again here. There he goes, healing the allied heroes to max health again. Yeah, it looks like his skills are, they look pretty good here, keeping the 2 allied heroes there mostly at max health. Yeah, let's look at the Arena Guardian, see what the Arena Guardian here, see what heroes we can put in here. I think Palmer will do best in the backline here, so I'll just put him in the backline. I'm thinking a Mauler team here. Let's just put all team of Maulers. No, I'll do that. Put Rowan in the middle. They had Zoroth on their team, and I had to do that twice, but I lost there. So let's go ahead and see the healing. Doing the most healing, not terrible amount of healing. I think that's pretty good. Also, Rowan doing a lot of healing. Rowan does a lot of healing there as well. Doing a lot more damage though than I thought he would. Doing 1.19 million damage, a lot more damage than I thought he would put out. So that's very cool. Yeah, this team didn't quite do it, but I think he could be a pretty good healer overall. Yeah, I just need some testing just to see if he'll be able to fit anywhere in any teams. Hey, if you made it this far into the video and haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. And Palmer came from patch notes 1.104, and if you want to see what else is coming in that patch notes, check out the video that's on screen now, and thanks for watching.